Field tests and laboratory tests.
Yeah, it means the place of the location where we can conduct different tests on cement. Understand? So the testing of cement have been classified into or divided into two types. First one is the field testing. Next one is the laboratory testing. Understand? No? Field testing means the place. It means at the cement manufacturing plant or in the market at the time of purchase, we can observe its color and its behavior when it come in contact with the water. Understand? And or by seeing it or by touching it, we can able to know or we can able to justify up to certain. It means not completely we can justify. Understand? Based upon our awareness and based upon our previous experience, we can justify that this cement can give better strength to concrete and this cement is having a good strength, good quality. Understand? So like that we can justify. And coming to laboratory testing of cement, in laboratory we can measure different its characteristics. Understand? So like setting time of cement we can measure, soundness of cement we can measure, strength of cement we can measure, consistency of cement we can measure, and also we can measure its fineness. Understand? So these are the different types of characteristics of cement. Understand? And the measurement of all these characteristics in laboratory is called as laboratory testing of cement. One 22. Please, it means please all of you mute your video, mute your audio and video, both you can mute. Understand? Whenever I ask you, then you can unmute either video or audio. Okay, in previous session, under the testing of cement, we have been discussed field testing methods, and under laboratory testing, we have discussed about whereas setting time and consistency of cement we have been discussed. Understand now? So coming to there are 5 types of tests we can measure in laboratory. They are consistency, fineness, soundness, strength, and another one is the setting time. Okay, now so these are the 5 types of tests we can conduct. So in previous session we have been discussed about how to measure consistency. For measuring consistency of cement, we can use wicket apparatus. Understand now? And also I have been explained what is consistency and how to do the procedure. And the consistency and setting time of cement we can measure by using cement paste. Understand? Now, first of all, we have to mix cement with water and then we will release the plunger or we can release the needle of the wicket apparatus. Then we have to note down that within the cement paste up to what depth that plunger or that needle have been penetrated. The depth will decide the consistency and the depth will decide the depth and the time required to penetrate up to a certain distance. Understand? Or certain depth will decide the setting time of cement. Understand now? Either in the case of consistency or in the case of setting time, it means the needle or the plunger of the apparatus should penetrate up to 33 mm. So that is the value we should remember. Understand? In both the cases, in case of consistency or in case of setting time, it means the plunger or this needle, it should penetrate up to the depth 33 mm. And next one is and one more thing we have been discussed, that setting time of cement. The setting time of cement have been again divided into 2 types: initial setting time of cement and final setting time of cement. For ordinary Portland cement, the initial setting time will be 30 minutes and the final setting time will be 10 hours. Understand? And anybody can say what is setting time. First of all, who can define? Who can answer what is setting time of cement? Anybody can answer. What is setting time? What is setting time? 105. LE 105. Can you answer? Please unmute yourself and answer. Yeah, setting time of cement is that it is the time elapsed between the moment when cement mixes with water to the moment when cement completely became hardened. Understand? So the time between these two moments is called as setting time, and the setting time have been divided into two types: initial setting time and final setting time. Initial setting time is nothing but the time elapsed between the moment when cement mixes with water to the moment when cement paste starts losing its plasticity is called as initial setting time, and the final setting time is nothing but the time elapsed between the moment when cement mixes with water to the moment when cement completely loses its plasticity or the cement became completely hardened. Understand? So that is called as final setting time. And for measuring setting time also we can use Wicket apparatus only. Okay, now next one is the fineness of cement. Understand? So fineness of cement you can note down from this from here. Understand? Keep adding fineness test and start noting down. Understand? Because each and every point I am discussing or each and every point what is showing on screen now you should note down. Then only you can able to understand and then only you can able to listen. Otherwise you cannot. It means you can't keep concentration. Okay now. So fineness of cement. So already I have been discussed that what is fineness of cement. Fineness of cement is it is the property which is related to the particle distribution or the particle size distribution of the cement. Understand? No? If you take a cement, the all the particles contains uniform size, so then we can say that cement mass contains some good fineness. Understand? No? And if the cement mass contains different particles with different sizes, so then we can say that cement is not having good fineness. Understand? No? And if a cement contains fineness, then that cement easily can undergo huge number of chemical reactions with water. Understand? No? So that's what we should remember. It means for happening the chemical reactions between cement and water, the fineness is the most necessary. Understand? No? You can see the first point. The fineness of cement has an important bearing on the rate of hydration, rate of gain of strength, evolution of heat. Understand? No? It means the rate of hydration, rate of gain of strength, and evolution of heat. These three parameters completely depends upon the fineness of cement. Understand? No? Because already I told you that what is rate of hydration. Rate of hydration. Sorry. First of all, we should know that what is hydration. Hydration of cement is nothing but the chemical reactions taking place between cement and water. It is called as hydration. Understand? No? And the rate or the speed at which the chemical reactions are happening, that is called as rate of hydration. Understand? No? And one more thing we should remember that the hydration are the chemical reactions taking place between cement and water are exothermic in nature. Exothermic means they can undergo, it means they can release some amount of heat. Understand? No? It means the chemical reactions which release heat energy, they are called as exothermic reactions, and the chemical reactions which absorb heat energy or which take heat energy, they are called as endothermic reactions. Here the chemical reactions happening between water and cement are considered as exothermic in nature. Understand? No? And all these reactions are simply called as hydration of cement. And the rate or the speed at which these chemical reactions will take place are called as rate of hydration. And one more thing we should remember that the strength gaining property of cement is completely dependent upon the hydration. The hydration is completely dependent upon the fineness, because all these are the interrelated. Hydration depends upon the fineness, and strength gain, it means the gain of strength of cement is depends upon the hydration. Understand? And if the rate of hydration is fast, it means the cement can gain strength to with fast. Understand? No? And if the rate of hydration is slow, the cement gains strength slowly. Understand? No? So like that. And the next one, so the whatever the heat energy evolving or whatever the heat energy releasing during the hydration is called as rate of heat. Understand or no? Or rate of heat of hydration. It is called as rate of heat of hydration. Okay, so that one also depends upon the fineness. Okay, so if the cement particles contain good fineness, then automatically that cement can contribute some good strength to the concrete. This is the most important point we should remember. If the cement contains good fineness, so then that cement can give or can contribute some good strength to concrete. So this is about fineness, and you can see finer cement offers greater surface area. Okay, now so then the disadvantage of fine grinding is that it is susceptible to air set or early deterioration. So this is only the disadvantage of fineness of cement. Like if the cement contains finer particles, so then what we can say that it means when the cement is exposed to air, immediately it can get hardened. Understand? No? But if the cement contains good fineness, when it is mixed with water, it can give good strength. Okay, and already I told you that the sizes of cement particles, it is vary between 1.5 micrometer to 100 micrometers. Understand? No? Here you can see the maximum number of particles in a sample of cement is less than 100 microns. 1 micron is nothing but 1 micrometer. Micron or micrometer, both are same. Can anybody say that how many micrometers is equal to 1 meter? Who can answer? How many micrometers is equal to 1 meter? Anybody can answer. Like 1000 millimeters is equal to 1 meter. 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. In the same way, how many micrometers is equal to 1 meter? Who can answer? Okay. 10 to the power of 6 micrometers is equal to 1 meter. It means 10 lakhs micrometers is equal to 1 meter. Like, okay, now so these, it means that the cement particle, it means the size or the diameter of a cement particle will vary between 1.5 micrometers to 100 micrometers. Okay, now so the maximum size of cement particle within a cement mass is 100 micrometers, and the smallest particle should have a size if 1.5 micrometer, and the large particle should have a size of 10 microns. Understand? No? It means the if the cement mass contains all of its particles around 10 micrometers, so then we can say that that cement can contribute good strength to concrete. Understand? No? And also that cement is having good quality. Okay, now so that is a certain value. And fineness of cement is tested in two ways. First one is the by sieving, and next one is the by using permeability. Understand? By using these two methods, we can measure the fineness of cement. Note on that, note on this point, the fineness of cement is tested in two ways. One is by sieving, another one is the by using permeability. By using these two methods, we can find out the fineness of cement. Sieving means we already what is sieving. By we can use a set of sieves to measure the fineness of cement. Understand? No? Yeah, you can see here various sieves are there. Okay, now. So these sieves can filter the different sizes particles, different sized particles of cement. Understand? No? You can for this procedure you can take different sizes of sieves. Like in the figure you can see what is sieve. Sieve is nothing but the equipment or the instrument which we can use to filter the only for filtration is nothing but sieving generally. Okay, now so for this sieving test, take 100 grams of cement in a standard sieve. Understand now? It means the cement, it means the particle size of cement will vary between 1.5 micrometers to 100 micrometers. Okay, now so in that case you can take different sizes of sieves, like the sieve which contains 1.5 microns, and the sieve which contains 2 microns, and the sieve which contains 10 microns, the sieve 20 microns, sieve 30 microns. Understand? And also like that, different sizes of sieves you can take, and then keep all the sieves in order, and then You can take 100 grams of cement and sieve that cement by using different number of sieves. Understand? So then in each and every sieve, certain mass of cement will retain, and through each and every sieve, certain mass of cement will pass. Understand? It means if you take the, you can see in the figure, you can understand. Understand? Three sieves are there. Sieve is the device which is used for filtering. Understand? No? It means that the sieve contains so many holes or so many openings will be there. Understand? No? And each and every opening should have the same size. So then that is called as the size of the sieve. Understand? No? So if the sieve contains openings of 10 micrometers, so then that sieve is called as 10 micron sieve. Understand? No? Like that. And if you filter the cement by using 10 micron sieve, what will happen? The particles size who are less than 10 microns can pass through the sieve. Understand? No? And the particles whose size is above the 10 microns, they can retain on the sieve. Understand? No? So that's it. Like that you have to do the experiment. Like you can arrange different number of sieves in order, and then you can take 100 grams of cement and then you can shake it. Understand? No? So then when you shake it, certain amount of mass will pass through each and every sieve, and certain amount of mass will be retained in each and every sieve. Understand? So by using that, you can understand that each and every size of particle you can know, and what is the proportion of each and every size of particle within the cement. Like that you can measure. Understand? So that is the, in that way you can conduct the sieve analysis, and by using sieve analysis you can measure the fineness of cement. Understand? So this is the process how we can measure the fineness of cement. And one more thing you should remember, that the cement particles, it means if the particle size of cement is completely around 10 microns, so then we can say that the cement is having good fineness, and we can say that cement can contribute some good strength to concrete. Okay now, and one more thing we should remember, that this is, you note down this point, the particles whose size is in between 1.5 to 3 microns, they can contribute 1 day strength. Understand now? And the particles whose size is in between 3 to 25 microns, they can contribute 28 days strength. Understand now? And the particles whose size is less than 10 microns, understand now? They can give 1 week strength. Okay now? And the particles whose size is above 10 microns, they can give, or they can contribute strength to cement after a week. All these points you have to note down. Understand now? So write down again. I will tell you 4 points. I will tell you. Note down these 4 points. These four points are most important points. Note down them. The particles whose size is less than 3 microns, they can contribute 1 day strength. The particles whose size is in between 3 to 25 microns, they can contribute 28 days strength. And the next one, the particles whose size is less than 10 microns, they can contribute 1 week strength. Understand now? And the particles whose size is above 10 microns, they can contribute strength to cement after 1 week. Okay now? So these are the 4 important points we should remember, because by using the strength gaining, or by using this phenomena, it means we can study some more things in this subject. Later in upcoming units we will study. Okay now? And one more thing you should remember, that the particles whose size is above 50 microns, they cannot contribute any strength to cement. Simply they will give only mass, or only they will give only weight, or they will give only volume to the cement. They cannot give any strength. It means the particles whose size is above 50 microns, they cannot give any strength to cement. Okay, so this is also one more important point. These 4 points, like first I told you, 4 points. These 4 are the most important points. This is the sieve test. By using sieve test, we can measure the fineness of cement. Not only by using sieve test, by using permeability method. It means you can see the last point, by determination of specific surface by air permeability method. It means by using air permeability method also we can measure the fineness test. It means we can measure the fineness of cement. And next one is the soundness. Soundness is the most important property of cement. It is depends upon the strength of cement and fineness of cement. Understand or no? So I will tell you that what is soundness. In field method, I told you that you make a cement paste by mixing some water to cement, and then you can make a cement cake. It means you can cut the cement paste with sharp edges, then it will become like a cement cake. Understand or no? And take that cement cake and keep it in water. What will happen? When you keep that cement cake in water, its edges should not get disturbed and its shape also should not get disturbed. Okay, now so then we can say that the cement having good strength and good quality. Understand? So and soundness is the property which is related to that concept. Like when you make a cement cake with a certain size, certain dimension, and with certain edges, it means with sharp edges. When you make a cement cake and then keep that cement cake in water, that after keeping that cement cake in water, it should not loses its strength, it should not disturbed its shape and edges. And one more thing, when you keep the cement cake in water, its dimension or its volume should not get increased or decreased. Understand now? Its volume and its dimension should remain as same what before we are keeping it in water. Understand now? So that property of cement is called as soundness. Understand now? So the soundness of cement is nothing but increase or expansion of volume of cement when we can keep a cement specimen within a water. The property is called as soundness of cement. Understand now? So note on this point. Soundness of cement is a property of cement when we can keep a cement cake or a cement specimen underwater. Its volume and its dimension will expand. Understand now? If its volume will expand, we can say that cement having soundness. Understand now? And if its volume will not expand or if its volume will not increase, we can say that cement having unsoundness. UNSYOUND. Understand or no? Unsoundness. So this is the most important property of cement. We should remember. You read here. It is very important property that cement after setting shall not undergo any appreciable change of volume. This test is to ensure that cement does not show any subsequent expansions. Understand? It means when we can keep cement specimen or a cement cake underwater, it should not go any expansion. It should remain as it is. Okay, now so the unsoundness in cement is due to the presence of excess of lime combined with acetic oxide at the kiln. Okay, now so if excess of lime is there, so then we can, and if excess lime is there, then it will give soundness. And if the excess lime is mixed with the acetic oxide, so then it can give unsoundness. Understand? It means by mixing acetic acid to the excess lime, we can, it means we can control the soundness. This is also one of the important point. You can note down that. You can note down the third point here. The unsoundness in cement is due to the presence of excess of lime combined with acetic oxide at the kiln. You note on this point. And next one is that this is due to high proportion of magnesia and calcium sulfate. Therefore, magnesia content in cement is limited to 6%, and gypsum should be limited to 3 to 5%. Understand now? It means different components or different composition of cement is there. Understand now? So like cement contains silica, lime, calcium, and alumina. Understand now? We know, and also iron oxide. So this is the composition of cement. We have been discussed in first class. Understand now? So and also gypsum also we are adding to cement. Okay now? So if all this composition or if the proportion of all these components within a cement be within their limits, understand now? So then that cement can have good quality and that cement will not expose any soundness. If their composition have been altered or have been changes, that cement can expose some soundness. Understand now? So it means the soundness of cement is depends upon the composition of cement, and also somewhat it depends upon the fineness of cement. And this soundness we can measure by using Lee-Chatelier apparatus. Understand? So this is the apparatus which we can use for measuring soundness of cement. You can note down the soundness of cement we can measure by using Lee-Chatelier apparatus. Okay now? The spelling of Le-Chatelier is Lechatliers. Le-Chatelier apparatus. It is used for measuring the soundness. Okay, now so it is the, you can see this is the apparatus of Le-Chatelier apparatus, which is used to measure the soundness. It contains a spandrel and it contains a cylindrical vessel, or it contains a cylindrical mold. In the figure you can see. Okay, now, and its dimensions have been given. Its the inner diameter of cylindrical measure is 30 mm. Understand now? So that's it, and its thickness is 0.5 mm. You can see the procedure. The Le-Chatelier apparatus consists of a small split cylinder of spring brass. It is 30 mm diameter and its height is also 30 mm, and cement is gauged with 0.78 times and filled into the mold and kept on a glass plate and covered with another glass plate. Nothing, simply we have to take a cement paste, and then by using the cement paste, you fill the cement paste in the cylinder. Understand? So then what will happen? That it means the cement cylinder will be made. Understand? And after that, you immerse that cement cylinder within water at room temperature. Room temperature is around 27 degrees centigrade. Now, okay, now you immerse that cement cylinder in water and keep it in water for 24 hours. Understand? No? And you observe that within 24 hours, either the cement cylinder have been expanded or no. Understand? No? If the cement cylinder have been expanded, it contains some soundness. If the cement cylinder have not been expanded, it does not contain any soundness. Understand? No? So that is the procedure how we can measure the soundness of cement. And one more thing is that, you see, you read on that, remove the mold from the water after 3 hours. Okay, and then this must not exceed 10 minutes for ordinary and rapid hardening low heat Portland cement. And if the expansion is more than 10 mm, that cement is said to be unsound. Understand now? So that's it. So this is the procedure how we can conduct soundness test on cement. Soundness is the most important property of cement. Understand now? So, and this is the last one is the strength test. Okay now. So I will, yeah. This is the last parameter, strength of cement. Guys, you're able to listen or no? You're able to understand now? Seventeen became 148. Are you able to understand? 148. Raise your hand. Listen that when I call you, you must raise your hand. Otherwise, I keep you absent. That's it. Nineteen became 50101. Are you there? 101. Are you there?
Sir.
Yeah. Can you answer that? What is the equipment or what is the device used to measure the soundness of cement?
Sir, that LiQ.
Yeah. Le-Chatelier apparatus. It is Le-Chatelier apparatus. Okay, na?
Sir.
Listen carefully. It is Le-Chatelier apparatus.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now because when after completing the session, you should go for some textbook or some other thing. Then only you can able to understand, because this subject completely contain number of tests and number of devices are there. You cannot remember, or even you cannot remember its spelling also. Understand or no? So
Yes,
that's
sir.
why I'm saying that. Okay, from next class onwards, before the class, I will send you PPT. Once you prepare the PPT and then you join the class.
Yes.
పోదులే క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నా చేయమనగా నేను ఇదే
All
కదా
of you unmute yourself.
క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నా
And remember that when I call you, you should raise your hand. Otherwise, it is going to absent for you. Inform to all of your friends. Okay, now, so till now we have been discussed that how to measure consistency of cement, how to measure setting time of cement, how to measure what is the fineness of cement we have been discussed. Understand? And also we have been discussed how to measure soundness of cement. And now we are going to discuss about how to measure the strength of cement. See that strength of cement we can measure in terms of compressive strength. The strength is the most important of all properties of hardened cement. Due to excessive shrinkage and cracking, the strength tests are not made on heat cement paste. Understand? No? Okay, it means whenever the cement paste being at room temperature or at ordinary temperature, then only we can conduct some strength test. Understand? No? If the temperature of even not only the temperature of cement, even the atmospheric temperature within the room itself, if it is above the room temperature, understand? No? We cannot measure the strength of cement. That's what we should remember. Okay, now due to the excessive shrinkage and cracking, the strength, it means the strength tests are not made on heat cement paste. The standard sand is used for finding the strength of cement. This is the important point. You should remember that. I will tell you the consistency, setting time, and soundness. These three things we can measure by using cement paste. It means when the cement mixes with water, we can get cement paste. By using that cement paste, we can measure these three parameters of cement: consistency, setting time, and soundness. Understand? And the strength of cement we can measure by using the cement mortar. Understand or no? So mortar is nothing but when cement mixes with water and a certain sand, it means the mixture of sand, cement, and water is called as mortar. Understand or no? And the strength of cement we can measure only by using the cement mortar. Okay, now remember that first of all you can take a certain mass of cement and then you can take certain mass of sand. You mix both of them. After that you add some water to the mixture. So then you can get mortar. Okay, now and even after the evaporation of water from the mixture, that cement mortar also will get dried and also become hardened. Understand now? And then the hardened mortar can be used for testing the strength of cement. You can see here procedure. Okay, now see, I will tell you the strength of cement we can measure by using the cement mortar. First of all, we have to make a cement mortar and then we have to dry the cement mortar. The dried cement mortar is used for the testing strength. Okay, the procedure involving this is read down carefully. Take 555 grams of standard sand. Okay, now first of all we have to take 555 grams of sand. After that you have to take 185 grams of cement. Okay, now so it means the ratio between cement and sand is here 1:3. Okay, now so next you mix them for 1 minute. After that you add certain quantity of water. Understand? No? First of all you take sand, then you take cement, then you take water, you mix three of them. So then you can get mortar. Understand? No? And mix these three ingredients thoroughly until the mixture is of uniform color. Until we get uniform color, we have to mix them. And one more thing you should remember that mixing should not exceed 4 minutes and should not be less than 3 minutes. It means minimum for 3 minutes we have to mix the mixture. It means we have to mix the cement, sand, and water. Understand? And after that mixture or the mortar, you have to fill it in a mold. That mold should be in cubical shape. Understand? No? The mortar is filled into a cube mold and its size is given 7.06 centimeter. After that, compact the mold and then keep the compacted cube in the mold. Okay, and then maintain the temperature, room temperature. It means keep the mold at room temperature. After 24 hours, you can remove the mortar from the mold and you can use it for testing. Understand? No? And the compressive strength of cement or the compressive strength of mortar we can measure by using compression testing machine. CTM. It is called as CTM, compression testing machine. Okay, now and you remember that the cement mortar also initially it is wet in condition. With the passage of time, the moisture or the water within the mortar will get dried up and then it will become hardened. Understand now? And the cement mortar, it means the strength of cement mortar we can measure after 1 day. you can measure after 7 days, you can measure after 28 days. Understand? No? Within 1 day, it can get certain strength, and within 7 days, it can get certain strength, and within 28 days, it can get certain strength. Understand? No? I told you that the particles whose size is less than 3 micrometers, they can impart strength within 1 day. Understand? No? And the particles whose size is in between 3 to 25 microns, they can impart strength within 28 days. Understand? No? And also in between 3 to 25 micrometers, they can impart strength within 28 days. And the particles whose size is less than 10 microns, they can impart strength only up to 7 days. And the particles whose size is about 10 microns, they can impart strength after 7 days. Understand? So that's why we are measuring the strength of cement here for 1 day, for 7 days, for 28 days. Understand? It means so that's it. Like this we can measure the strength of cement. Understand? So I think hope you all are understand how to measure the various properties of cement in laboratory. Understand? So I can ask anybody can answer that. What are the different laboratory tests we can conduct on cement? What are the 5 types of tests we can conduct on cement? Tell me. Anybody can answer. What are the 5 different types of tests we can conduct on cement in laboratory? Yeah, answer.
Fineness,
Fineness,
soundness,
soundness,
fineness, consistency,
mm,
and strength,
mm.
and field tests. Initial setting time.
Yeah, setting time. Okay, now so these are the 5 types of test. Based upon these 5 types of test, we can justify or we can conclude the quality and strength of cement. Okay, now and one more test is there, that is specific gravity of cement. Understand now? And that specific gravity of cement, it means generally specific gravity of cement is used to measure the density. It means the specific gravity is nothing but it is the ratio of densities. Now understand now? It is the ratio of densities. Okay, and for cement it may sometimes it may be used, but it is only for measure the quality of cement we cannot use the specific gravity. Only it is its physical property. We can measure the specific gravity in laboratory. Understand now? Only these are the 5 tests we can use to conclude the strength and quality of cement. They are fineness, setting time, consistency, soundness, and strength. And remember that the fineness test we can measure by using sieve. It means by on dry cement. It means by taking powder cement when cement is dried and powder na. So by using powder cement only we can measure the fineness test. Understand? And by using cement paste we can measure consistency, setting time, and soundness. And by using cement mortar we can measure strength. Understand? So this is also one of the important question when you go for some online exam or when you go for some competitive exam. This question may ask, the strength of cement can be measured by using cement mortar, cement paste, cement powder. Like that they may ask by using the strength of cement can be measured by using cement mortar. Understand now? So like this we can measure the strength of cement. Understand now? Okay, up to now we have been discussed how to measure the strength of cement. Yeah, if you want to ask anything you can ask me, or if you want to share anything you can share. Eighteen BK 180 are you came? 110, are you there? Raise your hand. Okay, I'm going to give option to you. 18 series 110. B guys, listen that. Simply don't behave like this. Understand now? Whenever you are attending a class, be online, be there. Simply don't keep your mobile in online and don't go somewhere. Don't go away. Okay now. So up to now we have been discussed that what is cement, how to manufacture cement, what are the different characteristics of cement, and how to measure those characteristics of cement we have been discussed. Okay now. And in next class we are going to discuss about what are the different types of cement. Understand now? So you can see that. Are you able to see the screen now? Types of cement. Okay, this is the concept, different types of cement. It means already I told you that cement contains different components. They are lime, silica, alumina, iron oxide, and gypsum. Okay, so this is the composition of cement. In cement, the lime will occupy up to 63%, silica will occupy around 22%, alumina will occupy around 6%, iron oxide will be there up to 3%, and gypsum will be there in between 1 to 4%. Understand now? So this is the composition of cement, and these are all the chemicals: lime, silica, alumina, iron oxide, and gypsum. Understand now? And I told you that whenever this cement mixes with water, it can undergo some chemical reactions. It means some chemical reactions will take place between cement and water. Understand now? So due to the result of those chemical reactions within the cement, certain products will be produced. Okay now? See, these are the various products of chemical reactions between cement and water. Understand now? So when cement reacts with water, it means all these components: lime, silica, alumina, iron oxide, and gypsum, all these chemicals reacts with water. So then these products will be formed. They are, first one is the tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, tricalcium aluminate, tetracalcium aluminiferrite. Remember that this is the most important topic. Understand now? So what are the compounds will be produced when cement can undergo certain chemical reactions? Understand now? Tricalcium silicate, dicalcium silicate, tricalcium aluminate, tetracalcium aluminiferrite. Okay now? See, and you can see its chemical formula. Tricalcium silicate chemical formula is 3CaO2. This is the chemical formula of tricalcium silicate, and its nickname is, simply it is called as C3S, abbreviated formula. In slide you can see the nickname or the some abbreviated name of the tricalcium silicate is C3S. And the second one, dicalcium silicate 2CaO2, its nickname is C2S. And the next one is tricalcium aluminate, its nickname is C3A. Tetracalcium aluminiferrite, its nickname is C4AF. Okay, so these are the four compounds which have been produced within cement mass when that cement mixes with water. Understand now? And these four components of cement, are these four products of cement hydration or products of chemical reactions, will decide the quality and strength of cement. Understand now? Because up to now we have seen that how to measure the strength and how to measure the quality of cement. Understand now? And how to see how the cement can get different qualities and how the cement can get different strength. Understand now? It means how the magnitude of strength of cement will vary. Understand now? All these things will depend upon the composition or the quantities of these products. Understand now? And if you take ordinary Portland cement, in ordinary Portland cement, the note on this, first one is the tricalcium silicate. For ordinary Portland cement, the tricalcium silicate should be within 30 to 50%, 30 to 50, 30 to 50%. And dicalcium silicate C2S should be in between 20 to 45%. And tricalcium silicate should be in between 8 to 12%. And tetracalcium aluminiferrite will be in between 6 to 10%. Understand? So note down these 4 percentages. If you take ordinary Portland cement, in that C3S, it means tricalcium silicate should be in between 30 to 50%. Dicalcium silicate should be in between 20 to 45%. Tricalcium aluminate will be in between 8 to 12%, and tetracalcium aluminum ferrite should be in between 6 to 10%. So this is the other composition of cement. This composition of cement have been given by Bogue. He's a scientist, Bogue, B-O-G-U-E. Understand? So that's why this composition of cement is called as Bogue's composition, and these compounds or these products are called as Bogue's compounds. Understand? No? Okay, now so and based on this it means the proportions are the percentages of these components within a cement mass. The cement can attain different strengths and different qualities. Understand or no? Okay. So based on that, we can classify different cements. Understand or no? Basically, I will tell you. Okay, now. So basically, based on these components and based on the additives what we are adding while manufacturing the cement, and based on the, it means the first one is the additive we are adding, and next one is the composition of those products. Understand or no? And the next one is the, it means different natures of raw materials. Understand or no? So we are having different types of cement. Almost we're having 18 types of cements are there, and most commonly people will use 12 types of cements. Understand or no? Ordinary Portland cement and rapid hardening cement, sulfate resisting cement, like that. Different kinds of cements are there. What are those different types of cements? Understand or no? And how we can classify those cements. Okay, now. So this is the topic in next session we are going to discuss. In next class we will discuss about different types of cement. Okay, now guys. Okay. 110. Are you here? Very good. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Yeah. Can you answer that? What is soundness? What is soundness? Or you can answer that. What is mortar? What is cement mortar? You answer. What is cement mortar? Cement mortar is the mixture of cement, sand, and water. Understand or no? So when we mix cement with sand and water, so then that mixture is called as cement mortar. Understand or no? And when we mix cement with water only, so that mixture is called as cement paste. And sometimes it is also called as cement grout, G-R-O-U-T. Understand or no? Cement grout is nothing but cement paste. Understand or no? And one more, next one is the, when we mix cement with water, sand, and stone, it means concrete or coarse aggregate, is called as concrete. Understand or no? So these are different mixtures what we are going to study in this subject. First one is the cement paste, next one is the cement mortar or cement grout, and next one is the cement concrete. Okay, now instead of cement, if we use lime, so then that concrete is called as lime concrete. Understand or no? Okay. In next session, we will discuss about what are the different types of cement and how we can obtain those types, and where we can use different types of cement, under what circumstances, and for what type of purposes we can use different types of cements. We will see next class. Understand? And one more thing you remember, that basically or primarily all these cements have been classified into two types. They are Portland cements and non-Portland cement. Portland cement and non-Portland cement. So these are all the different classification of cement. We can see. Yes, guys, you can ask anything if you want. How many of you are taking notes? Raise your hand. How many of you are taking notes? Yeah. Only 4 or 5. Good. Very good.
సార్ పీపీటీ పంపిస్తారా సార్?
గ్రూప్ లో పోస్ట్ చేసేనా?
ఓకే సార్, నేను నోట్ చేసుకోలేదు సార్ ఇంకా, అది పీపీటీయే కదా.
You can ask me. Just wait for 2 minutes. I am downloading attendance. After downloading, you can leave. I will inform you. I think from next week I will explain you in lab. Understand now? I will open my camera in lab and I will show you the equipment. Then you can understand each and every procedure. Understand now? So we can measure the setting time by using wicket apparatus. Understand now? So without showing wicket apparatus, how can you understand what is wicket apparatus and how can you measure setting time? Understand now? And also we can measure the fineness by using sieve. Without knowing what is sieve or without showing the sieve, how can you understand how to use sieve and how to measure fineness or how to measure its particle distribution? Understand now? So that's why in next class I think each and every topic I will explain in lab. It's in our concrete lab. So then you can understand. And please guys, I'm saying that try to attend the classes regularly because today's strength is only 24. Understand? Because it is going to last only for you. Then what about the remaining? If you are not attending classes, means mentors will call you. From next week onwards, every day mentor will call you, and you will be in the position of answerable to mentor. So that's why try to attend classes regularly and don't skip any class. And once you are attending the class, it means you don't keep your mobile in online mode and go somewhere. Okay, now please listen carefully. Yeah, next class I will discuss about the different types of cement. Before Monday, you can prepare something about you can go through certain different types of cement in Google or by using some other book. Understand? Before attending class, if you prepare all those things, easily you can understand. And also you can discuss with me. So that's why I'm saying that before attending Monday's class, you prepare somewhat about what are the different types of cement available in market. Understand how we can classify different types of cement. And what are the different types of cements, especially using in India. And in different countries, they are using different types of cements. Understand? Because the cement which is used in India, it is not is using in China, like that. So that's why all those things you can gather, because this subject is completely depends upon our general knowledge. how much knowledge you gain, that much the subject will be useful. And even after completing your BTech, if you go for a job or if you become an engineer, it means the knowledge of this subject will play vital role. Understand or no? Because even if you go for a quality control engineer, or even if you go for a designer, structural designer, understand or no? You should aware of all these things. You should aware of different properties of cement, different properties of aggregate, different properties of concrete. Understand or no? Then only you can design. Understand or no? Or then only you can test, and also then only you can justify the quality. Understand or no? So if you are a civil engineer, whatever the role you can take, either you go for quality control, or either you can go for design, or you can go for supervising also. The knowledge of this subject will play vital role. This is the most important subject. Wherever you go, this subject will follow you. Understand or no? So that much important this is, and this is the basic, most important and most easiest subject. Easy to learn and easy to understand. That's what I'm saying. Okay guys, you can leave. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir.